Yeah, I think that I mean, when I look at this post, right? I would, I definitely these words, because I would feel like somebody's going to try to justify what she's saying, as in like, she's trying to be the person. I can't say it might be he or she, but the person is trying to, I guess, make a statement in a way where it's not hurtful. But this could be very hurtful. It could be very hurtful to a person, that a young person. Like, you just can't say stuff like that. And that's what I mean when I talk about like division. People divided. Like, you say stuff like, when you say stuff like this, now the wall builds up. Now the person, whoever's reading this, is like, man, y'all old people always trying to hate on us.
But it's kind of dumb if you think about it, because it's like you were saying before, whose fault is that? Because if we are the ones, we're sitting here like, yeah, when I in my day, and this is, we don't lend a hand to say. And I also feel like when Trim was saying that they have access, and Walt was saying they have access to so much, that's a blessing and a curse at the same time. Yeah. Because they also see and think, when you're watching certain, on certain feeds, what it takes to be, what it takes to be successful.
But I do also, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ted. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Just one more thing. What it takes to be successful: you have to be a rapper, you have to degrade women, you have to have a BBL to be beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so much to take in that can be depressing, because you don't look like this, because you don't have that kind of money, because you don't have those clothes, because you don't have the new Yeezys, you can't afford Apple Music, so you can't listen to the new Drake. Whatever it is, like, the world is so consumed with possessions, and saying, like, for you to say that they are, less educated, these kids is barely out of school. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a lot. And I just feel like this post is so broad, and it's no context. There's no scientific proof. There is nothing that says that this is because of this, and this is why, and the statistics show, because you can't categorize every single person in Generation Z to the same standard. So I just feel like it's unfair.
Yeah, I mean, you got depression in here, and you got without value.
I wanted to touch on that real quick. I wanted to touch on that part real quick. I work with people who are younger than me, who fall kind of within that bracket. I do feel like there is a sense of entitlement, and at times there's a lack of respect. I have literally seen like certain situations where they are talking reckless to someone that is old enough to be their mama. True. At work. Like, they literally to the manager, like, on the radio, "Nah, you got me fucked up." Are we not at work? Like, what? Am I the only person that is hearing this? Like, no. Like, and I get it, even if you're upset about something, like, it's just certain things that you just don't do at work. And that is from a point of just having respect for people that are older than you. Like,
that's just somebody that's disrespectful, though. That's
but I'm saying, like,
my generation was the same way, though.
I'm saying,
my generation.
You mean to tell me? My fault. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Walt.
No, I'm saying, like, you mean to tell me that wasn't going on when you was young? I'm saying, like, there's gonna be troublemakers. Is troublemakers.
I work, and the cursing out.
I work where you work.
At work. Right, but the cursing out at work, I didn't see that. Me at work, when I was at that age working, let me say that. Like, I know I wasn't doing that like that. I wasn't pulling that. Like, it's just certain, because regardless of how you are, like, I'm still going to treat you with respect because you're older than me. Especially if you like my mama age, like, no.
I had a friend. I grew up in, like, when I went to my high school, it was this kind of high school, right? Everybody know what that mean, right?
Right.
So I went to one of my friend's house, and I mean, she was cussing her mama clean slap out. The mama was like, "Well, I'm just doing what I think is right." You know, like, compromising.
Nah, that's crazy.
We cannot categorize how these kids are raised, because a lot of these kids are raised by people who never grew up themselves. And then not to mention, these people really, you cannot categorize everybody, because my niece, one of the smartest people that I know, She doesn't feel like college is for her. I feel like college is for everybody. I personally do. Just some colleges. Everybody should go to money. Exactly. Some people are wasting money. Exactly. I feel like it's for everybody, but you need to figure out what kind of college. Exactly.
Right.
Like Jay was saying. So I feel it's unfair to categorize the whole entire generation because there are some disrespect. There are some honorable people. I work at a school. Okay? Those kids that have less than everybody else, those kids that don't have anything, those are the sweetest, most respectful kids. It's them kids that got every Xbox that parents condone. Don't do my kid. You cannot chastise their children. Right. You can't say anything to their children to uplift them. So the depression and the values, that is something that is based at home. That is not based on the whole generation.
Right. So, that's why the teaching does start at home, though.
Yes. Stop leaving it all up to the teacher. And I think that teacher just had a bad day.
I was just playing with the teacher part, though. But yeah, I was just playing about the teacher part. But teaching starts at home. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you a quick story, man. I'm gonna tell you how disrespectful my generation was. I remember it was a fight. See, I knew Trim was about to go out. I knew it.
Wait, what happened?
I knew he was going. I knew it.
Wait, everybody got real big. What happened?
I knew it. So quick story. So it was this girl, man. I'm gonna leave her. She a Facebook friend. I'm gonna leave her nameless, right? Right. So she got into a fight, right? She got to like an altercation in the school. So she was like, "Watch, I'm gonna get my daddy. My daddy gonna come. He trained. He's a boxer. He trained boxers. He gonna knock you out." So my man was like, "All right, I'm gonna see you after school, right? Bring your daddy, and we gonna talk." Mind y'all, we in middle school, right? This is middle school. So, right. So we go to the back of the school, and her dad pulls up in a cab.
Not the cab.
Yeah, he driving the cab.
Was it yellow?
Oh, okay. I thought it was one of them Lincolns that what's the name?
Yellow cab.
It was a yellow cab?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he pulls up. He said, "Oh yeah, I heard because she had called them. She called them from the school. So I heard you had a problem with my daughter." So, dude, now mind this kid is short. He's short. He got 5 feet, maybe 5 feet, 5'2", somewhere in there, right? So he rolls up like, "Yeah, I got a problem with your daughter." She said X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, and I don't appreciate that. He said, "Well, you better not don't be talking to my daughter." He said, "What?" Laid him out.
Who laid who out?
Kid.
Girl, if y'all go,
the kid laid the pops complete.
Oh my God! Why did he hit that old man?
Yo, even depend on your daddy.
Yeah, she said he was a boxer.
Right.
Retired.
Molly Watson. I promise you, he hit the ground, and I don't know. He slumped on the cab.
You gonna have to withdraw me. Withdraw me from. I can't go to that school no more. Homeschool me.
That would be bad. I don't think you.
I can't go to that school no more.
Dang, that's messed up. Especially after she was talking all that hotness.
Right. We done beat up teachers. My generation done beat up teachers. They done did a lot of stuff.
That's unheard of.
Bro, I know y'all seen Lean On Me. That's my man.
Right, you seen Lean On Me. Talk that stuff, bro. You know what I'm talking. You seen Lean On Me. You seen Old Boy. You seen Kid Ray.
Kid Ray. They put him out. And I put
the dude that beat up Kid Ray.
I put them bastards.
Wait, what was he? How was it going?
Yes, it was. And then they wheeled him out. He was all beat the brakes off of that man.
But hey, you know how she said it? Come on, they beating up Kid Ray.
Beating up that Kid Ray.
You know, they beat him up. That's a good example. Eastside High was a good example.
But look how Mr. Clark cleaned it up. Lord,
right. Shout out to New Jersey.
That was the team. Now let's talk about that. That was a real person. That was a real story. That is exactly what is the bigger picture. Instead of saying, "Oh, these kids are terrible," and write them off.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Mr. Clark mentality. We have some great teachers out there. Shout out to all the teachers who are like really committed to the job and not the paycheck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because they just basically they wrote them up. They wrote it does.
Somebody said what paycheck.
Yeah, my sister's a notary. She been doing it for a while. She complain, but she get up every morning. She go put her best foot forward every morning. So shout out to her. And R.I.P. to Joe Clark.
R.I.P. to Joe Clark. I just would hate to have.
My wife was a teacher too.
Oh.
I would just hate to have somebody over my child that believes this about my child, has already made that in their thought in their mind that they're hopeless, that they don't have any values. That's not even speaking to the children. That's speaking to the parenting, because that's the part that would get me. Somebody over my child for 8 hours a day that feels that this is exactly what my child is worth, and what that before they even meet them. I just feel like that's just unfair.
Man,
I feel like that's unfair.
Right, shout out to Generation Z. Listen, y'all, Generation Z, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Y'all do all of that too. I'm just saying, shout out to y'all, but hit that subscribe button. Yeah, hit that like button. Right, show us you representing. You know, hit that like button, subscribe button, hit that bell, do whatever you need to do to support this podcast. You know what? We support you.
Yes.
We support you.
Yes. I'm very passionate about y'all.
We support you.